This article from the Meriden Daily Republican, dated Monday, September 28, 1868, recounts an incident involving Henry Warnock. According to the article, Henry Warnock consumed too much alcohol, referred to as, end quote, benzene and, quote, winky face. While attempting to walk along Main Street, he entered Julius W. Rogers' confectionery, causing a disturbance by smashing a glass and otherwise misbehaving. Constable Beach was nearby and witnessed the incident. Without hesitation, Beach knocked Warnock down, handcuffed him, and took him to the lockup. The following morning, Judge Coe fined Warnock $1 for intoxication, with costs amounting to $16. For assaulting the officer, Warnock was fined an additional $15, with costs amounting to $10.50. Unable to pay, Warnock went to jail to work off his fines. This incident provides a glimpse into the law enforcement and judicial practices of the time.
My name is Betty Kravitz, and I was at Julius W. Rogers' confectionery on the afternoon of Thursday, September 24, 1868. I was looking at the candies near the counter when I noticed Henry Warnock coming into the store. He seemed very unsteady and had a strange look in his eyes. Suddenly, he stumbled into a display of glass jars filled with sweets. One of the jars fell to the floor and shattered loudly, which startled everyone in the store. I stepped back, along with other customers, not sure what was going to happen next. Mr. Warnock started mumbling and waving his arms around, knocking over more items. It was clear he was very drunk. Just then, Constable Beach came into the store. He took one look at the mess and went straight over to Mr. Warnock. Without any hesitation, Constable Beach grabbed Mr. Warnock by the arm and knocked him to the ground. He quickly handcuffed Mr. Warnock, who didn't put up much of a fight. Constable Beach's actions were fast and firm, showing he knew exactly what to do. As Constable Beach led Mr. Warnock out of the store, Mr. Warnock kept muttering and stumbling. The whole thing happened really quickly, but it left everyone in the store quite shaken. I think Constable Beach handled the situation very well to keep us all safe.
My name is Julius W. Rogers, and I own the confectionery store where the incident involving Henry Warnock took place on Thursday, September 24, 1868. I was behind the counter, helping a customer, when I noticed Mr. Warnock entering the store. He looked quite unsteady and seemed to be under the influence of benzene. Without any warning, he stumbled into a display of glass jars filled with sweets. One of the jars crashed to the floor, shattering into pieces. The noise was so loud it startled everyone in the store, and I saw some customers stepping back in alarm. Mr. Warnock then began mumbling and gesturing wildly, knocking over more jars and causing even more damage. At that moment, Constable Beach entered the store. He took one look at the situation and immediately approached Mr. Warnock. Constable Beach grabbed Mr. Warnock by the arm and forcefully knocked him to the ground before handcuffing him. Mr. Warnock didn't put up much of a struggle. I must say, Constable Beach acted quickly and decisively to control the situation. As Constable Beach led Mr. Warnock out of the store, I couldn't help but worry about the damage done to my shop. Several glass jars were broken, and sweets were scattered all over the floor. I'm very concerned about how I will be reimbursed for the damage Mr. Warnock caused. The cost of replacing the broken jars and the lost sweets will be significant for my business. I understand that Mr. Warnock was fined and will spend time in jail, but I hope there is a way for me to be compensated for the damage to my store. This incident has not only disrupted my business but also caused considerable financial loss.
My name is Constable Beach, and I was the officer who responded to the incident involving Henry Warnock at Julius W. Rogers' confectionery on Thursday, September 24, 1868. I've had numerous encounters with Mr. Warnock before. He's a constant drunk and has caused trouble in the past. On that particular day, I was patrolling nearby when I heard the sound of glass breaking from the direction of the confectionery. Recognizing the potential for trouble, I quickly made my way to the scene. Upon entering the store, I saw Mr. Warnock, clearly under the influence of benzene, causing a disturbance. He had already knocked over a display of glass jars, smashing one to the floor, and was in the process of creating even more chaos. Mr. Warnock was mumbling incoherently and gesturing wildly, endangering both the store's property and the safety of the patrons. Given his history of despicable behavior and public intoxication, I knew immediate action was necessary to prevent further damage and harm. I approached Mr. Warnock without hesitation. As soon as he saw me, he tried to resist, but I quickly subdued him, knocking him to the ground and placing him in handcuffs. He didn't put up much of a fight, likely due to his intoxicated state. After securing Mr. Warnock, I escorted him out of the store and took him to the lockup. The following morning, he was brought before Judge Coe, who fined him for his actions. However, given the extent of the damage he caused to Mr. Rogers' store and his repeated offenses, I believe it's crucial that Mr. Warnock faces more stringent consequences to deter him from future misbehavior. You see, the bottom fact here is that Mr. Warnock's honest, steady misbehavior, rightly noted, especially when aided by his penchant for benzene, causes more trouble than a dozen burdensome loafers. It's about time he sees the elephant and realizes the full impact of his actions. This incident highlights the ongoing issue we face with habitual drunks like Mr. Warnock. Despite previous arrests and fines, he continues to engage in disruptive and harmful behavior. It is my recommendation that measures be taken to address his repeated offenses more effectively to ensure the safety and well-being of our community.